Getting ready to Skype with Katie Mack, my publicity program mentor. The big things I talked about with Katie Mack today was about campaigns and how to plan and manage a campaign around an event. In this particular case, I'm thinking about the Capability Map for the Learning and Performance Institute. And she started with thinking about the fact you need to determine what the goal of the campaign is, and from there you can select your channels. And she spoke about external organisation channels and internal or my own channels. And we went through a whole stack of options. External is basically where you're being invited into someone else's channel or space, or you can invite yourself. And internal is, your own channels, of which I've got a range of those. But it gave me a couple of ideas. I do want to host an event of my own locally around launching the Capability Map, and also I could do some interviews with some Australian practitioners who were involved. One decision I did make was to defer the launch of the campaign around the Capability Map. It's actually now being officially launched in October rather than September, and there's a lot more to the campaign planning than I had realised, and a lot more opportunities I need to explore, particularly around the external channel. So I'll defer that. My next newsletter instead will focus around the social and collaborative learning theme, and tie in with wanting to attract more people to do the AITD's course, which I'm facilitating in September. So that was something very valuable to come out of today's session. We think we're ready for something other than furniture to come into our apartment. What's happening, Jess? So one of these guys is going to come home with us tomorrow, probably still going to be vaccinated. They are so sweet, the Yorkipoo. Oh, are you in heaven, Jess? No puppy dog yet. They'd only just arrived from the breeders at the Puppy Palace. So we've picked our, what is it called? A Yorkipoo. Cross of a Yorkshire Terrier and a Poodle. So we've picked our Yorkipoo. We're going to pick it up at 11:30 tomorrow. So we bought a stack of stuff. We've got to train the whole thing. It's like starting out with a baby again, really. I hadn't realised how much was involved, but it'll certainly keep Jess happy and add a bit of fun to our life, I think. I kept plugging away this afternoon on these AITD promotional posts for the Social and Collaborative Learning course. I got 5 of them done. It definitely taking me longer to prepare than I thought. I'd counted on being able to do content marketing, so being able to pull a piece of content out, highlight that, and use that to speak for the course in itself, in effect. But with curated content, that doesn't work. It just complicates things in terms of whose content is it, and the value added in curated content is from the interpretation, the way it's compiled to present a theme, the questions that are asked and the discussion around it, as well as the experience of the participants and the facilitator that they bring around that content to apply it. So I had to write all these posts from scratch, so it's taken me a lot longer than I had anticipated. So I think 5 posts is probably going to be enough, 5 weeks from when the marketing campaign starts until when the course is launched. I was supposed to do 6, but I think 5's enough. I've also offered to do a short video overviewing the course content with a final call to action. It could be posted late the week beforehand. So I'm hoping that part of the challenge with getting participants onto the course has been inadequate marketing rather than just there being no appeal at all around social and collaborative learning. And I've tried to use the post to explain why social and collaborative learning is important and why doing a course to help build your skills and to have an experience of social learning. So important to guide others. You need to have an experience of social learning yourself. So hopefully they hit the mark and that course kicks off on the 25th of September. I've also just posted the teaser for next week's Learning Uncut podcast, which is with Gail Bray from Victoria Polytechnic about a big project which radically transformed the delivery model for 100 qualifications. The program won an AITD award last year, so hoping to highlight it through the podcast. So Made some more progress on the apartment setup today. Got another one of these bookshelves from IKEA and set up the television. Need a new antenna cable. The connections are wrong, but nonetheless, this space is really starting to look neat. So I'm quite pleased with that, and I'll be able to get straight into work tomorrow morning. And of course, the big event here tomorrow is that we are getting a puppy. We've decided to name our, Yorkipoo? What a name. Who names a breed a Yorkipoo? Anyway, she's very cute. Bella is what we've decided to name her, and we'll be picking her up at 11:30. So I will work pretty hard to get some work done in the morning, just in case Bella occupies a little more time than usual in the afternoon. I'll catch you tomorrow.